Go ahead and start.
Hi, my name is Tisha.
Hi, my name is Anthony.
I'm Danny.
I'm Levi.
I'm Nikki.
Hi, my name is Mel. So at this point, you've all heard of the world's environmental crisis that's going on. Climate change, the plastic issue in the ocean, and oil spills are basically constantly on our newsfeed and daily news. And as a response, reusable straws, water bottles, and bags are now trendy. I see a lot more Teslas on the road, and solar power is even more popular. However, the hard truth is implementing these trends are basically Band-Aid solutions to fixing our environmental crisis. The real problem lies in secret, deep below the watery tides, and it's called mass commercial fishing. Overfishing is basically the secret villain. It has caused serious environmental, economical, and social issues that will continue to worsen if not regulated. Now, overfishing is defined as a rate of fishing which is unsustainable and the fish stock is unable to fully recover. And this is directly caused and correlated with mass commercial fishing practices. Overfishing is destroying our environment and ecosystems. 10% of the ocean's plastic is fishing gear. Now, it doesn't sound like a lot, but that's about 500,000 to 1 million tons. To compare, plastic straws is only about 0.025% of our ocean's plastic. Because of overfishing, we're also facing an empty oceans crisis. 90% of our edible fish stock is already overexploited or fully exploited. A lot of it is also due to bycatch, which means other animals that are not being hunted are getting caught in the giant fishing nets. This includes dolphins, sea turtles, whales, and birds. In fact, this is so bad, by 2050, if we continue on this path, we will have more plastic than fish in our ocean, and wild seafood will basically be going off the markets. This is causing a lot of imbalances in our marine ecosystems due to lack of food sources and changes in their natural competition. However, even more detrimental to the ecosystems is a method that they're using to do the commercial fishing, and it's called trawling, which is where a giant metal net is dragged along the seafloor to capture everything in its path, destroying the seafloor and including every form of life it crosses. Trawling destroys an average of 1.3% of the seafloor per year. That's about 1.9 million square miles destroyed per year. This is destroying the ecosystems, including our coral reefs, but it's also disturbing the sediment and releasing carbon into the ocean, which is directly affecting our global warming on a larger scale. Now, this is pretty bad for the environment. However, overfishing is also causing a lot of economic and social impacts, especially in our local fishing communities and working class. Commercial fishing has been damaging coastal community livelihoods in developing countries, especially in Asia and Africa. They rely on local fishing to survive. The commercial boats come up and take over their sea spots, and as a result, the local fishermen have to go dangerously further and further out to sea, and this has been causing fatalities in those developing coastal communities. This also has been negatively affecting our economy as well. As the fish supply decrease, will have a huge impact on the industry and cost a lot of jobs. In fact, saltwater fishing is a $9.2 billion industry in Florida alone. Now, overfishing is costing up to about 100,000 jobs per year at this point, especially for those who relied on those smaller fishing practices. In conclusion, commercial fishing even has horrible conditions for its own workers. It is an extremely dangerous position, and the CDC says the fatality rate is 29 times higher than other US jobs, 29 times. The quality of life is notoriously bad for these fishermen, and there has been reports of abuse as well. So how do we fix this issue? Obviously, regulations need to be enforced, but as an individual, we can help reduce the effects of overfishing by cutting down on our fish consumption and supporting local small fishermen. Now, by reducing the consumption rate of seafood, it will give the sea life more time to expand and repopulate. In fact, the average vegetarian saves well over 400 fish and shellfish a year if you include the fish food saved. You can inspire others to eat less seafood, and as a bonus, you'll have less toxins and mercury in your system. Now, being a vegetarian is a huge, drastic switch. Instead, you can simply implement a meatless Monday into your household. It's easy to implement into families and lifestyles. It's a great way to start change. You also combat the climate change. In fact, for every meatless Monday, you have a significantly lower carbon footprint, about 8 pounds of carbon is saved per day. You're inclined to eat less meat, and it's easier to transition into a more plant-based diet in the future. The second thing that you can do is by supporting local and small fishermen, you can help combat the economic effects of overfishing, and you can help out those local coastal communities. Include that also you have less waste, no trawling, and very little bycatch. And this fish is usually cheaper and fresher than the grocery store fish. So the problems of overfishing is pretty much tremendous, and it has and will continue to cause damage to our world. It's really easy to ignore and forget about the world issues, but they are real and constantly happening. These things won't change unless we change, and it starts with one caring person at a time. Thank you.